Live from the virtual Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit, welcome sim racing fans to the Apex Racing Academy F3 Championship live on Apex Racing TV. Happy that you're with us here on this beautiful Saturday evening over in Europe, but a Saturday afternoon over here in the East Coast of the United States where I am broadcasting. I'm your host, Joshua Lee. Joining me is Jack Cunane with Marco Barbanera down in the production trailer. And Jack, week 3 of this series, now that we enter, and these drivers know these Dallara F3 cars. They've been in the service for a while, but as we move forward in this F3 championship, we're gaining a lot of new names and a lot of fast names at that.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of real-life drivers trying to try their luck in this Apex Racing Academy F3 Championship. It is going to be fantastic, especially at a circuit like this, as the Nurburgring. Down in southwest Germany, it is a wonderful part of the country. And, of course, we all know the infamous part. We're not going around it today, but the Nordschleife is just around here, one of the most notorious circuits on the world calendar. But the Nurburgring, the Grand Prix Strecke, which is of course the F1 circuit round the back, and it is an absolute dream to drive, especially in a single seater. This is what this track was made for, and really looking forward to seeing what is going to happen today.
There's a lot of interesting corners on this track too. It's not really like a lot of the newer F1 tracks where it's sort of copy and pasting those corners here. They're very unique, from the Michael Schumacher S to the Mercedes Arena down to the Dunlop curve. There's just so many different turns, and each of them has their own unique characteristics that each of these drivers need to watch out for.
Yeah, exactly. The Michael Schumacher S's, they're uphill, they're very high curves. You're coming down into this last chicane right now. It's very easy to get this wrong as you come into the last couple of corners. It's really hard to get that right, get that car stopped. And the last chicane as well. Well, this last chicane and the last hairpin, incredibly difficult, deceivingly difficult. Turn 1, downhill braking into a right-hander. It's very easy to spin around there, but the qualifying times coming in is currently Karl Modhoff at the top of the standings, and David Holland coming across the line as well. A couple of familiar faces for some of you if you are familiar with FIA Formula 3. There is Bent Viscal out on circuit, the Dutch driver who drives for MP Motorsport. He is out on track today. Bart Horsten, British F3 driver as well, fantastic pilot in these Formula cars as well. And great to see as well some familiar names from myself in Nicholas Matteo, who is just as fast on the F1 games as he is on iRacing, apparently. Nicholas Matteo. And it is great to see him out on circuit. And from last week as well, Luca Albon. That is, of course, the brother of Alex. He's down in P13 at the moment, but he had a great run out last time. So there he is. And we want to say a big hi to the Albon family who are probably watching him right now.
Yeah, we had the entire Albon family watching last week, which was very awesome to see over the Christmas weekend. And now we wish everybody a happy new year who is tuning in here on Apex Racing TV. 2021 is here, and the same thing is going to be going on here on Apex Racing TV, plus a lot of new things. So make sure, if you're not subscribed to the channel, that you get subscribed now, and stay tuned to all of our broadcasts coming up. A brand new season of the Porsche Esports Super Cup that we're gearing up for, as well as iRacing Rallycross and all the other championship series that we'll be covering with Apex Racing Team, and a lot of new ARL stuff as well. So, and look at Gianfranco Pagotto up to the top of the board, a 148.754. He is going to take that pole by more than a tenth and a half. A great lap from Pagotto. We've always seen that he is very fast in these cars. Definitely keeping that up, as Adrian Falcon going to hop up into 5th, a 149 flat. There goes Karl Modhoff now up to the top, a 148.605. Holland going to improve to 3rd. These faster times now all coming in. There's Bent Viscal up into 2nd.
Yeah, Bent Viscal just missing out by a 10th. Gianfranco Pagotto, that was an excellent lap from the Italian into P3. David Holland slots him into P4. We now look as they come down into the last. This is Lorenzo Esposito into the last chicane right now. He's currently down in 25th place. It's a very, very competitive field we've got today. Look at those names: Modhoff, Viscal, Pagotto, Holland, Matteo, Albon, Dantas, Falcon, Bart Horsten in P9, and Clinard rounds out that top 10. Lorenzo Esposito, he's going to cross the line to see if he can improve his position of 25th. He goes to 23rd spot on the grid. And extremely competitive here in the top split, of course. Another name I've just noticed as well, similar to these guys would have raced each other on F1 as well now on iRacing. They're the same split. Ruben Vallejo, P14, Nicholas Mateo, P5. Great to see them moving on to another platform. So it seems that, unlike me, you can be fast on 2 games, Josh.
Oh, it's one for me, and it's iRacing, and it's one car, and it's pretty much the Class C truck. So these guys, they're very talented to be kind of moving in between not just cars on one game, the iRacing service. People can move in between cars and still be fast, but it's another thing to move in between games, in between physics models, and keep up that speed. As we take a look at Inigo Carmona coming through the back straightaway into sector 3. Looking to finish out this lap, and I believe he's the last driver on the track to put in a time. He's got 20 seconds to get to the line, going through the final chicane into the Coca-Cola curve and back onto the front straightaway. This Coca-Cola curve so deceptively tricky as they want to get the power down early, but you need to make sure you don't run off into that gravel, Jack.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to get it wrong through there. He just got across the line there, the Inigo Carmona, with just about a second left on the clock. He did not improve his time, but Karl Modoff, I mean, he was in our Apex Racing Academy F3 Independent Series when we ran it on Apex Racing TV, but now in the official championship, he's back on pole position.
And Karl Modoff will start on pole. Bent Pascal in second. Gianfranco Bagotto in third. David Holland fourth, with Nicholas Mateo rounding out your top 5. Luca Albon in 6th. Felipe Dantas in 7th, Adrian Falcon 8th, Bart Hornsted 9th. Rounding out your top 10 will be Rod Clinard, with Francesco Fioroni in 11th, Flavio Dantas in 12th, Samuel Hermer in 13th, Ruben Vallejo 14th, Francesco Miola in 15th, Marco Zippoli in 16th, Liz Power 17th, Max Bortolotta in 18th, Zoltan Zometer in 19th, with Stefan Remedy rounding out your top 20. William Voss in 21st. 22nd, Connor Wagner. 23rd, Lorenzo Esposito. 24th, Rup Latvatolo. In 25th, it is Malcolm Lorenzen. Inigo Carmona in 26th. 27th, Kevin Binkley. And rounding out your 28 car field is Leon Desalers. Final thoughts, Jack, before we go racing here at the Nurburgring. It's a hard braking zone down into turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Bent Pascal's got the inside line, though, so watch out for him as they come down as that tight, absolutely tight 90-degree right-hander. Expect a little few spins further down the order, but it is going to be absolutely brilliant. Let's see if Karl Modoff can get one over on an FIA F3 driver.
Modoff is going to need a good start here. We know he can do it. He's been dominant so far this season. Last week at Sebring, we saw a lot of exciting action. Let's see if we're going to see most of the same here at the Nurburgring. The 5 red lights going to come on and just as quickly go off. Let's go racing! We're underway from the Nurburgring. A great start for Karl Modoff, but a better start for Bent Pascal. He's going to have the inside line down into 1. They fan out as they come down the front straightaway. They're 3 wide further behind. Pascal going to have the inside line. He's going to take the lead as they go through the Mercedes arena. They're going to go single file for 2nd and 3rd. And down the order, still double file going through the 5th position. Almost 3 wide there for 5th. But up to Pascal, and he's going to get tapped into the wall.
I think that was a big net code between those two. Bent Pascal, so unfortunate, just got caught a little bit now. Now the 2 Delta Sport U4K teammates, it's Karl Modoff and David Holland in 1 and 2. Gianfranco Pagotto, Nicholas Mateo up to P4, and Luca Albon slotting into P5. There are your movers. Bart Horsten up to 7, and the 2 Dantases in 8th and 9th. Francesco Fioroni is 10th now. Look in the background, you can see there goes Nicholas Mateo into P3. Great move from him. He's up to the 3rd spot right now, and now Adrian Falcon is now going to try and put some pressure on the cars behind as well. But so unfortunate for Bent Pascal. There was just a tiny tap from Karl Modoff and nothing he could do, sent into the wall. Really unfortunate. He got a great start.
Albon now in 5th, trying to battle those cars in front of him, but Modoff going to try and run away with the lead now, but he's got a mirror full of David Holland behind as Nicholas Mateo tries to catch up. He's in 3rd, and this battle for 4th is continuing between Pagotto and Albon, but Albon's going to get a send up the inside from Adrian Falcon, which is going to quickly turn to outside. But look at Albon. He tried to make a move on Pagotto while he had a car to his outside. And now the 5's going to go battling with the 20. of Bart Hornston, and it looks like Hornston's going to take that spot away.
Yeah, Bart Hornston, great move as well. David Holland, who just slotted into the lead of this race as well. There is a swap between the teammates. They're gonna fight, but not as hard as you would. But they've got to watch out for Nicholas Mateo, who is so fast in that third spot. But the teammates are going to work with each other as much as they possibly can. Here's a swap now for Felipe Dantas as we look at him going a little bit wide. Watch out for Francesco Fioroni on the outside as they come to the Mercedes arena. He's going to fend them off. Ron Clinard made that move stick, and trying to get through his Fioroni, just can't quite make it through. There's Zoltan Zomator a little further back as they come through the arena. He's under pressure from Kevin Binkley. William Voss trying to get his way through as well. They all file through. It's been relatively clean for the rest of the field, but you got the feel for Ben Fiscal in that opening one. There goes Fioroni, and he does get that move in front of Felipe Dantas eventually. But David Holland, he's out in the lead at last. Let's see if he can finally clinch a win.
On board with Fioroni right now, looking back at the 14 of Felipe Dantas. Down through the Dunlop curve. That rumble strip right there gets you tripped up, and it got the tripped up from the 14 as he goes very loose going over that rumble strip. That curve almost as high as the tires on these cars. It is very difficult to keep that traction down when you get up on that curve. A lot of these curves here at the Nurburgring are built like that, as we see a battle between Hermer and Vallejo. Hermer barely getting it by that Red Bull number 19. But here comes Stefan Remedy now. He's going to make a look to the right side. He's going to have the inside line going through the Ad Van Bogen.
Yeah, damage Ruben Vallejo on the left-hand side of the front wing as they come through. Now look at this, as there's a big stack up as they come through. Luca Albon, Bart Horsten. Look at Bart Horsten, he's making such great tracks here as they come through the last corner. So Albon in front, Horsten behind. Adrian Falcon drops to 6th, then it's Pagotto and Dantas now in the big train as they come across the line. Nicholas Mateo, fastest man on track right now, but Bart Horsten is the man making the moves. Mateo, he's gone for 2nd on the outside for turn 1, side by side with Modov as they come through. There's big moves being made throughout the field here, but Albon under pressure from Horsten, and Mateo is trying to get in front of Karl Modov here. He's got the inside, and Nicholas Mateo is up to P2. He slots himself between the teammates, and watch out for this man as he comes up to try and take the lead as the guys behind battle.
He just got that fastest lap, but now he's looking for the lead. Albon has a huge train of cars behind him. First it's Hornston, then Falcon, then Dantas, then Pagotto. Those are the 4 cars currently behind Luca Albon as he tries to keep them all behind and try and catch up into the battle for that last podium position, which is currently held by Karl Modov in 2nd. All single file right now as they go through Dunlop. Nobody gonna make any sudden movements. You can see just a huge draft line of cars now, looking like Indy cars at the Indy 500, all getting slipstream off of each other, gaining speed. And right now, your biggest mover of the race, it's the tie between Max Bortolotta and Desailliers back in 12th and 18th, respectively, both up 10 positions. That is insanely great, especially for Desailliers, who started all the way back in 28th.
He started last at Desailliers, and Conor Wagner is on the verge of the top 10 now after those moves. As we look back to this train, once again, Luca Albon at the front, Bart Horsten is hanging in there. Mateo's gone for it. It's a slowdown for David Holland on the chicane, and Nicholas Mateo now leads this race, and it's a big slowdown for David Holland. He's going to drop right back into the draft train. Luca Albon going to try and seize the opportunity here. David Holland has got a massive slowdown penalty. He's going to have to move out of the way of these guys as they head towards turn 1. He's going defensive to that inside as much as possible. Watch out for Bart Horsten. Going to try and make it 3 abreast to the inside. He's going to get squeezed. David Holland shuts the door. Huge one. David Holland gets spun around.
Albon collected him at the contact from the number 20 of Bart Hornston. Unbelievable crash. Luca Albon with front end damage. Disaster for both of those cars. And I think the 20 also had wing damage too. Here's the replay. You can see Hornston just looking for a gap on the inside, but nowhere to go with the grass. He comes back on, clips, and around goes. And around they go with Albon taking damage. Albon nowhere to go in that one. No time to react.
Absolutely not. Luca Albon was totally innocent in that one, and that was unbelievable. There's the mistake from Holland, has to cut the chicane, so that was when Mateo took the lead. So obviously Holland got a big slowdown, which dropped them right into the path of Albon and the guys behind. Here's Albon as he comes through, but watch now, the man we need to watch is Bart Horston, because he goes for a move for the inside. We're on board with David Holland now. There's Bart Horston. He's in the slipstream of Luca Albon. Now he's trying to go for the inside. David Holland says absolutely not. He doesn't move. Horston just doesn't quite. That is like on the edge right there. But David Holland innocent, Luca Albon innocent in that one. But Bart Horston, I think, came out unscathed. He's still running around in that third spot, but no problems for the two out front as Nicholas Matteo and Karl Modolf. There is David Holland all the way down in 19th spot right now.
And honestly, what that almost looked like to me as Holland comes into pit road to get his damage repaired, what that honestly looked like to me from Bart Horston was he realized that that gap was closed and he wasn't going to go further to the inside because it was on the grass, but it wasn't trying to hit him either. It just looked like their braking zones were just millimeters off of each other. And when you're that close together, the back car either needs to brake earlier or brake exactly when the lead car does, or else you're going to end up having a wreck just like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine margins in these F3 cars. You just see Adrian Falcon just getting in front of Bart Horston now. Flavio Dantas is in the middle of this one as well. With Gianfranco Pagotto's in there, and Conor Wagner, he's continuing to make spots up in this field. He's up to 8th place now. So that's a gain of nearly 12, 13 spots for him right there. It's a great job as they come down to the hairpin. Horston still very much in the mix here as he goes to the inside for the hairpin. That's not going to quite work as there'll be a better run for Adrian Falcon on the exit, but this is fantastic in this big train of cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 car train for P3 right now, and you really don't want to be at the front because you look at the slipstream that Bart Horston gets to the outside line of this next part of the circuit. He's not going to go for it here. He's going to wait for that chicane.
Both Albon and Holland have exited pit road. They are back on the racetrack further down the order. David Holland is currently scored down in the 23rd position. Albon down in 26th is going, speaking of going down to the inside, is going to be the 20 or the 5 of Adrian Falcon. Trying to take that spot away from Horston. It's gonna, the door closed very quickly there. Hard on the brakes goes the 5.
That was brave stuff from Bart Horston. Once again, a tiny mistake from Adrian Falcon. He got on the gravel and Horston went to that inside line, but he had to have the outside. But look at this now. Here comes Karl Modolf. Matteo defends to the inside. This is a great battle between these two, but Modolf trying his luck to get past the young Spaniard here as they get a cutback line from Modolf. Beautifully done, but it's going to be the outside line for the Mercedes Arena. So he's going to have his work cut out here to get past this young driver. But Modolf has to hang back right now, but a great fight with 10 laps to go. Has the outside, but Matteo just hugs that inside. There's nothing you can do about that when you hug the inside. And now Modolf, where does he see his opportunity? This is a great fight between these two for the win. And I just seen Flavio Dantas is into P4 ahead of Falcon right now. So he's almost on the podium, one of the Dantas brothers in P4. But we're keeping our eye on this fantastic fight between Modolf, our pole sitter, and Nicholas Matteo as he tries to take his first win in the championship. And they're pulling away from the drivers behind as they fight it out. So they have no problems from behind. So hopefully they can keep it clean and keep it a good fight.
And there's still 11 laps to go, but if we know anything about racers, they are competitive. They want the lead at any chance they can see to get it. And right now, Modolf has Matteo in his sights for the lead. We move back to Flavio Dantas, who moves into P number 4. Bart Horston continuing to hold on to P3, getting a little bit of a gap to the cars in front, sliding almost through that corner. Still keeping his speed up, not getting turned around, and there's that difference in the gap between Modolf and Horston. You can see both of those two pulling away exponentially, and you can see in the last 2 laps just how far that gap has grown, more than a second each lap on lap 4 and 5. We'll see how much it is going to really extend. On lap 6, as a mistake from the 14 of Felipe Dantas, Francesco Fioroni almost had a chance to move down the inside, but he was unable to do so. Now here comes the slipstream on the front straightaway. The battle for the lead continues. Matteo on the inside trying to protect it. Now the 4 going to try for the switchback. He's not going to have enough room. He's going to stay behind in the slipstream. This battle for the lead, no change just yet.
No, it's smart driving from Nicholas Matteo. Modolf's going to have to try something outlandish to try and get past the Spaniard. Bart Horston hanging on to 3rd spot right now. Flavio Dantas is in his mirrors though, so he cannot afford to relax. Adrian Falcon, Gianfranco Pagotto is P6, Conor Wagner is P7, Rob Clinard, Max Bartolozzi, and the other Dantas brother is down in P10. So both of the Dantases getting on very well in this particular race. Bart Horston, there he is in P3, British F3 driver, hanging on to the 3rd spot. And let's see if he can hang on to that. But you can see David Holland is now 23rd in this race after that unfortunate incident between him and Luca Albon as well. He's still running around, but a little bit unfortunate that he got caught up in an incident that was not his own doing. Things seem to have settled down in the mid-pack for now. So Bart Horston just hanging on, trying his best to hang on, but Flavio Dantas looking pretty racy. But these are the two that we are also keeping our eye on. It's Nicholas Matteo and Karl Modov. Modov definitely not close enough down to that chicane. Possibly a move for Flavio Dantas. Look at Bart Horston. He knows he's defending to the inside already, trying to break the toe because it's so effective down to that chicane. No move on for Flavio Dantas, but it seems, Josh, that Modov is really strong out of this last corner. But let's see if Matteo can defend it this time.
Back onto the front straightaway. They're going to take it to 9 to go. And you can see Matteo already blocking further down to that inside to make sure that Modov cannot get down there. A faster lap that time by for Matteo. His personal best of the race, a 148.8, 148.9 for Karl Modov behind. Here comes that train of about 5 cars now that we are seeing, led by Bart Horston. Flavio Dantas has caught back up to now. He is pretty close to that back wing. Can try and make a move if he goes for it. Speaking of moves, this is the battle for 14th. Around the outside goes Latvilato. He's going to try and get around him. He's going to have the inside through the Mercedes arena. He's battling with Vallejo. Vallejo now on the inside. Outside, it's the 21 of Rup Latvilato. And there's the 19, not able to complete the move.
Well, that's a great fight between Ruben Vallejo and Latvilato as they come down to the left-hander. Vallejo to the outside. It's going to be brave to try and do that, but Latvilato hangs onto the inside, so that's going to drop them back into Leon Desilers. Remember, he started at the back of the grid. He's in that fight too, and Zoltan Zomotor. But look at this, Ruben Vallejo in the slipstream, down to the hairpin. He's going to have the outside line, but Latvilato will try and hang on to that. But Vallejo is trying to go the long way around. It's going to be very tricky. He's going to make tire-on-tire contact into the gravel, and through goes Leon Desilers. He might lose it to Zoltan Zomotor, not quite, but just a tiny, tiny tap on the wheels, and that is what ended that for Ruben Vallejo. But even so now, look at the lead battle. Karl Modov gets ever closer to the back of that F3 car of Nicholas Matteo. Right in front of him, hops the curb. It's going to cost him a bit of time. But look at that, Flavio Dantas into P3, beats out Bart Horston for that 3rd spot as they come through the chicane. Look at that, Bart Horston dropping down. Here comes Adrian Falcon as well.
Horston now has a swarm of cars around him as he falls to 5th. Flavio Dantas is going to gain that 3rd spot in the 3. Adrian Falcon moves up to 4th. Now Horston down to 5th. He's still holding on to a top 5, but Gianfranco Bagotto is right behind. And here comes Horston making a move on Falcon. Not enough space to get to the inside. He's going to the outside, almost the Mercedes arena. Almost a little bit of contact to that front wing. Here comes Bagotto now looking to make a move. They're going to stay single file through that slow portion of the Mercedes arena. It looks like they might have been able to find those gaps in between the cars, just not able to hold it as they get the power down. Now they screen down the front, down the straightaway. They're going to make their way through turn 5 and 6 and down into Dunlop curve turn 7. Still single file using that slipstream. Dantas keeping 3rd place. And Gianfranco Bagotto now looking to be the next car to get past Bart Horston, but not close enough to make a move just yet through the Dunlop curve.
Hanging single file for now as they head through the Schumacher S's. It's still no moves on for any of them, but Flavio Dantas is the man at the helm at the moment, at the front of that field. Adrian Falcon is the man looking to try and get past, though. And you can see as they came through, he's just trying to get himself lined up through this beautiful section of circuit. Now, good exit from Dantas. Falcon not quite close enough to try and get a move on here as they come down to the chicane. Bart Horston still trying to hang in there in that 5th position. And through the chicane they come. It's going to be Dantas still in front by just a nose as they come through. But heading on to lap 10 of 16, here's the lead battle. It's still Nicholas Matteo from Karl Modov. And Modov, I think, is just trying to bide his time here, but he really wants to get in front of this young Spaniard as they come towards turn 1. Is he going to have a go? He's not quite close enough. He's being very sensible about it, but he's going to have to try something. to get past this young man now. Adrian Falcon thinking about it on Flavio Dantas. Dantas to the inside, but that might compromise his line into the Mercedes arena, onto the power. Adrian Falcon to the outside. He's not quite able to get alongside the Brazilian.
And these cars have been in that line for so many laps. I'm surprised they're able to keep it up with 7 to go. Now on the inside, that's Francesco Miola on Ruben Vallejo. Side by side, going through turn 1, now into the Mercedes arena. There goes Miola right on by, as Ruben Vallejo now going to fall into 18th on the racetrack. Flavio Dantas keeping that 3rd position. And there's the cars I was talking about. These 5, pretty much all the way back to Rod Clinard, have all been pretty much together this entire race, albeit a couple of them have gotten crashed out or fell down the order a little bit more, but these cars in this pack from 3rd on back have been together for most of this race, and they've been battling for most of this race. Just not a lot of position changes right now as Adrian Falcon looked to make a move and nowhere to go on that back wing of Flavio Dantas. And right behind, I mean, you can see Bart Hornston. He wants to try and gain those positions back, but he had those positions. He was up in 3rd, but then after that wreck, he lost a lot of positions and now has rallied back up into 5th, but he needs to try and get further up the field. Just no moves being able to make on Adrian Falcon yet. Might be waiting for a mistake.
Yeah, it seems to be. That seems to be the only way you're going to be able to get past people here in this train. As they come through the last corner, across the line, still Flavio Dantas from Adrian Falcon, but Falcon looking like the quicker of these guys here. He's moving to the inside already, trying to show himself in the mirror, trying to put him off as they head towards turn 1. Again, Dantas goes very slightly defensive, going to give Adrian Falcon that outside if he wants it, but he's not going to be able to pull alongside, so it's smart driving from the Brazilian so far as they head through the Mercedes arena for the 11th time. Not long left in this race. It's still Matteo from Modov, and they're 7.5 seconds in front of all of these guys. You've got Falcon, Horston, Pagota. Look at this, Karl Modov still trying to get past that 16-year-old Spaniard right in front of him, and Karl Modov is really having to race hard here. He started on the pole, lost the lead to Bent Fiscal, slight contact, but Minicus Matteo has driven sublimely so far. If he can take this win, it'd be fantastic, but Modov really wants to add a win to his tally here as he takes through the Schumacher S's, but it seems that it's going to have to be a special move to get past him here.
It's also going to be important for those points, as we have our own points championship here on Apex Racing TV based on the MotoGP points structure. We do not have the updated points here for round number 3, but we had them last week in Sebring, and the points championship there really started to heat up as we saw a lot of those points contenders for the championship race close together and sort of find each other on the racetrack like a lot of the championship contenders do in real life racing. As a huge curve take for Karl Modov. He got very up on that curve and onto wheels, able to get it back on all 4s. That's where you need to be as he comes back onto the front straightaway. Now back into that slipstream. It'll take 5 laps to go. Modov, fastest lap of the race so far, a 1:48.502. Slightly faster than Matteo. He made a look to the inside. Nowhere to go in the braking zone. Stays behind in the slipstream through the Mercedes arena. Now here comes Adrian Falcon to the outside of Flavio Dantas. They're going to get very close together. A wheel touch. Off the track goes Falcon. Here comes Bart Hornston now up into 4th. But Falcon going to lose the spot. He's now into 5th. And Dantas is around. Hornston back up into 3rd. Now Falcon takes 4th. And the 3 going to go battling with Pagoto and the 8 of Rod Clinard. But damage to that rear wheel. I'm not sure if that's fully on.
Yeah, damage there, and damage to the front wing of Horston as well as they come through. You can see the front wing is bent, but such a shame for Flavio Dantas. Got a slight tap from behind, and he can still circulating around, but surely that car is not in good shape at this moment in time, but he's managing to hang on to it now. He's struggling to try and keep it in a straight line now. Bart Horston trying to hang on versus Adrian Falcon here, but he has got front wing damage, which is not going to help him down the straight. You can see Falcon getting right up behind him. He's going to catch him through the Schumacher S's, but he's not going to be able to pass. There's no way through here. He's going to have to go to the inside line of the next corner. He's going to get forced to the outside, though, by Bart Horston now. Adrian Falcon to the outside. He's going to have to sweep around him as they come through the left-hander inside line for the next corner. Lovely move from from Adrian Falcon. Gianfranco Pagotto wants to try and pounce on the both of them here as they come through the chicane, but Horsten trying to come back at them as they come to the chicane. He has front wing damage. He won't be able to keep up as they head to the chicane, but here comes Gianfranco Pagotto, who's the next victim. He's going to try and get to the outside of Horsten here, but he's not going to quite get alongside. But Horsten is driving wounded right now. He's going to try and hang on to as many points as he possibly can here.
Will Hornston coming to pit road. He doesn't this time buy. Now 4 laps to go. How much is that front wing damage going to hurt him? Back up to the bottom for the lead. Mateo covering the inside. Modov has no choice but to take his run to the outside. Here comes the switchback. He's going to be on the outside through the Mercedes arena. Can he keep up? He's going to have a tire to his outside. Not able to get the spot, but he's still there. Can he make another switchback happen through this very quick left-hander? No, he can't. He goes a little bit too far off, back onto the racetrack, staying in the slipstream. Will he make a move down to the Dunlop curve? Another block to the inside for Mateo as they go through the right and left-hander of 5 and 6. Now down into Dunlop, a little bit far off track for Mateo. Down the straightaway, a hard braking zone for Dunlop. No moves being made from Karl Modov. He is so close through that opening section of corners, he just can't make the pass happen with Mateo blocking the inside.
Yeah, exactly. But look at Modov through the Schumacher S's. He's closer than he's ever been before as they come up to the next part of the circuit. Is he going to make a move here? He's going to have to if he wants to try and get past it. There's damage to the rear of that car. They make contact and Mateo runs off the road, and they've somehow managed to keep it in front. Mateo somehow still driving that car in front, and he keeps it in the lead for now. But this is getting spicy now between these two, as now you look at this battle. Rob Klinard, Flavio Dantas, who's falling down the order with a slight bit of rear damage. Conor Wagner's trying to get through here, but Mateo is still in the lead. But Modov surely going to get past here as they come to the last corner. He's going to go for it here in the last corner. Mateo squeezes him, but Modov's got the inside line for the last corner, and the American sticks it up the inside, but Mateo runs it all the way around the outside and stays in front as they come on to lap 14 of 16. What a race this is turning out to be with 3 laps left on the clock.
Through turns 10 and 11, after that there were some choice words from Karl Modov, not happy with the move made by Nicholas Mateo to really try and block that position. Now another switchback going through turn 1. Modov gonna stay in second place. Mateo looking to run away with the lead even further, but Modov so fast on that back wing. Last time by, just slightly, by about 100th of a second, Mateo was faster than Modov, but it was not by much, as here comes the 4 once again through turn 5 and 6. Modov gets so close through the middle of the corners, just on the straightaways. It's Mateo getting that better exit. As we continue with this battle for the lead, this is going to go all the way to the checkered flag as David Holland sets a best lap of the race now, a 1:48.426. Back in 21st, you can remember he got caught up in an incident earlier on that took him out of the fight for the win, and now it's Mateo and Modov going one-on-one as they make their way back through the back straightaway. Here comes the 4 of Modov. He looked to the inside, touch of the grass on the outside. The 7 gonna keep the lead. Nowhere for Modov to go. He's gonna need to make another move to the inside through the final corner like he did last lap. Is he gonna do it here? Wide entry into that corner for both of them as the 7 still leads, but it's by inches. Modov tried to look to the inside through the chicane, not able to do it. Will he get a good exit? Yes, he does. He's going to go to the inside. Mateo blocks to the outside. Karl Modov looking for the lead. Can he make the switchback work? He's going to have the inside now, almost blocking some contact to the back wing. Here comes Modov to the outside. They are side by side with 2 laps to go.
Look at this from Modov, but he's going to get squeezed to that outside line. He's going to have to back off now. Textbook switchback once again, maybe, for Modov for the Mercedes Arena. He's got it this time, surely. Outside line for the Mercedes Arena. Round the outside goes Karl Modov on Nicholas Mateo, but Mateo still has the inside for the next part of the Mercedes Arena and will hang on to that lead. So a slide in the background for Modov. He hangs on to it, though, but that might cost him time, and there's only a lap and a half to go. Mateo, he's going to have to hang on for dear life here because Modov is driving angry at this point in time, but the 16-year-old who is competing in the F1 Esports Challenger Series at the moment, he's proving his worth on iRacing, keeping behind Karl Modov, but Modov dropping back, but he's going to have to collect his thoughts, and he's going to have to absolutely send it on this last lap.
Back into Dunlop once again. This back portion of the racetrack really is where Modov is the best, but he needs to gain even more time now. 5/10 is the gap. Can he get back up to that rear wing? We've seen he's been able to make a move going through those final couple of corners and into turn 1 in the Mercedes Arena. A look to the outside on Hornston. That was Connor Wagner. As of now, Wagner, Clinard, Dantas, Bortolotta all stacked up as Hornston gonna go side by side with the 17 of Connor Wagner. Wagner looking to take that spot. Teammate, the 8 of Rod Clinard behind. And here comes Fabio Dantas behind too. They're all stacked up as they go through the chicane.
This is mental. Connor Wagner, what a drive this is to the top 5 for the young man. And you can see Bart Horston trying to keep in that slipstream as they come around to this last chicane. Look at this one. Clinard trying to get past Bart Horston. There was a slight bit of tagging there as they come through. There goes Rob Clinard. He gets past Bart Horston. White flag is in the air. And we have got an ending to come for this one. Look at this. Karl Modov, surely he has to go for it now. He's going to try and go for the inside. Gets shut the door by Matteo. Now, switchback line again for Modov. He's tried this before. Surely he's got to try it this time again. Modov to the outside, but again, he's going to get shown the outside by Matteo. But he's going to go for these. A contact made, and Modov has found the inside and takes the lead from Matteo. What's a move from the American? Switchback and gets in front of the 16-year-old. Now he's got a lap to try and keep it from. What a move from Modov. Nicholas Matteo did not see that one coming, and he leads with 1 lap to go.
Does Matteo have enough to try and get by him? He has a little bit of time on this final lap. This is a huge scrap back here. Rod Clinard in 6th. This is the battle for 6th place between Clinard and Hornston. Dantas watching on with Max Bortolotta. Francesco Fioroni also in this battle. So they make their way through 5 and 6. About 6 cars all in this pack right here trying to battle. Any last positions that they can grab are important for the iRating, for the points of the championship here on Apex Racing TV. A move to the inside on the 3 through Dunlop. He's trying to get that spot from Hornston. Maybe a little bit of contact. They're going to fall back into line. Here comes the 12 now making a move to the inside. That's Max Bortolotta. The 3 going to close the door. That's Fabio Dantas making sure that he is able to keep 8th place. But he wants 7th from Hornston, not able to make a move to the inside. Now here comes the 2 teammates. Bortolotta, Fioroni behind. Bortolotta to the outside of the 12.
Oh, no.
Contact. They're in the gravel. That's going to make them lose even more positions. I hear an angry Italian over the voice chat, but it's going to be a happy American coming through the final corner. Karl Modov going to come home and take the win from the Nurburgring Grand Prix. And a wreck at the back. That's Francesco Fioroni around.
Dantas in the gravel as well. Nicholas Matteo, he hung on for 2nd. Adrian Falcon, Gianfranco Pagoda, Connor Wagner, what a drive from him. Clinard, Hermer, and a huge one in the last corner. Felipe Dantas and Francesco Fioroni. I think there may be a bit of angry stuff going on right there between those guys. They are going to cross the line. Well, he's going to try and get it across the line there with Flavio Dantas. Here we are. We're going to look back at what happened here as they come through the left hand. There's Flavio Dantas in front. The car behind is Bartolozzo, I believe. They run out wide just to tag right there, and he tries to get back going again. They get back going again, and yeah, that was interesting, I'll say, from those 2 as they come through the next part. But
oh my,
what? Yeah, that's not. Well, Bart Horston unfortunately got caught up in that as well, and it's kind of a sad ending to that one in the last corner for those guys. But let's just say that was absolutely unreal, that entire race. We just have a look here. So there's the damaged car, Flavio Dantas, and right behind is the other car it's one of the Squadra Corsa cars, and oh dear. Oh
yeah,
dear.
That looked like a little bit of retaliation, but it looked like from Dantas that he wanted to make a diving move to the inside, just made it too late as that car was right in his line. Then he needed to try and drive down on the inside. But what a race here from the Nürburgring Grand Prix. I mean, we knew this track could make some interesting racing. I don't really think we were expecting almost a battle each lap, and a battle for the lead lasting over halfway the distance of this race. Jack, what an amazing race here from Germany.
Wow. Absolute props to Modov and to Nicholas Matteo for that racing. That was incredible. I think in that last lap, there was a slight tag from Moldov, and they made a slight bit of contact because I think Matteo ended up getting kind of left rear suspension damage. He managed to get across the line, but what an unreal fight between those two, and Karl Moldov absolutely deserved that win. Nicholas Matteo, he fought hard P2. Adrian Falcon, great drive to P3 in front of Gianfranco Pagotto and Connor Wagner. He drove sublimely today to P5. Rod Clinard, Samuel Hermer, Flavio Dantas, who's classified P8. Leon Desselaers back of the grid to P9. That's a great result for Leon Desselaers. And Rupa Latvatalo is P10. Francesco Meola, Zoltan Zomator, Francesco Fiorone, Bart Horston, Felipe Dantas, Marco Zippoli, Kevin Binkley, and David Holland managed to make it back to 18th spot. Max Bartolotta, Ruben Vallejo, then William Voss, Luca Albon down in P22, Lorenzo Esposito, Inigo Carmona, Malcolm Lauritsen, Stefan Remedy, and Bent Fiscal. We saw him go out early on in the race, and Liz Power did not take the start of this race. Shame that Bent Fiscal wasn't in the middle of that fight as well. It would have been something else for that. But Karl Moldov, he absolutely deserved that win because that was one of the best overtakes I've seen in the whole series.
What an amazing end to this race. An unfortunate wreck early, taking out Luca Albon and David Holland, but some great drives from them to really get that damage fixed, regain it. And while we wait for a couple of driver interviews, we would like to thank a couple of our sponsors here on Apex Racing TV, first of which being SDK Gaming. All the overlays you saw on the broadcast were provided by SDK Gaming. Put the best overlay on your streams for Twitch, YouTube, and anywhere else that you can stream iRacing, whether you're driving or broadcasting your league. The SDK Gaming app can give you all the overlays that you need. We would also like to thank Virtual Racing School. You can improve your on-track performance with 50+ data packs, road and oval racing, setups, track guides, data analysis software, and one-on-one coaching. And it is integrated with the Apex Racing Academy, who we would also like to thank. They offer 29 data packs with setups, track guides, weekly group coaching sessions, and more. And you can also get taught, I believe, by Jamie Fluke, who has the F3 data pack that you can use to improve your speed here in the Dallara F3 cars. So make sure that you head over to Apex Racing Academy right now and get a subscription to that. And Jack, while we round out and hopefully grab an interview with our winner, somebody of the top 5 or top 3, what a race here from the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. I mean, we were talking before the broadcast and in the pre-show about how exciting this track can be. We really just were not expecting a race of that caliber.
No, absolutely not. But Nürburgring is made for single-seaters, as we said before, and that is a perfect demonstration of that. Just slipstream trains and mental racing the whole way through. Great defending and great racing overall between Karl Moldov and Nicholas Matteo. And it'll be interesting to see if those guys... I'll be back next week to challenge it out once again, but it was a hard-fought victory for Karl Moldov. And again, it was a hard-fought P3 for Adrian Falcon. He was in the middle of his 8-car train for the whole race. So this is why these F3 cars are so great. This is the slipstream effect, and you can sit in trains and you can basically run around in a train for 16 laps, and you can have so many overtakes over the course of a race, and that's why we love them, and especially around the track like the Nürburgring with those long straights, those long flowing corners, and of course the chicane at the end of the straight provides perfect opportunity for that. It is absolutely wonderful. We head to Donington, of course, next week, which is going to be an interesting one as well. A little bit narrower, but I think is also going to provide quite a similar thing to what we saw today.
And today we had a lot of high-profile drivers competing. I believe the strength of field was somewhere in the low 4,000s. I believe 4,400 was the strength of field for this race. And a lot of people from F1 Esports, from real-life F3 racing, to being the best in the virtual world. I mean, we had some of the best competing here in the Apex Racing Academy F3 Championship, and we got an amazing product. And if we get this same strength of field and a lot of these same drivers in Donington, which I hope we do, we might see another very exciting one in Donington next week. What are your predictions for that one, Jack?
Oh, it's hard to make a prediction because, again, like I said, Donington is going to be a little bit narrower. Of course, the VRS Endurance Series is actually on that this week, and it's pretty tricky with a GT car, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But the F3s, yeah, it's going to be a tricky one. There's going to be a lot of slipstream trains in that one, I predict. A little bit harder to overtake, so I think qualifying is going to be a little bit more important at Donington than it was today because there was so many long straights and long corners to make side-by-side action possible. So yeah, Donington is going to be a little bit trickier. I think there's going to be a tiny bit more chaos in Donington, but if we get Moldoff versus Matteo again, and hopefully we can have David Holland and Luke Albon and Bent Viscal in the mix again, that's going to be a mental race, hopefully.
We can follow it here on Apex Racing TV next week, 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be in Donington. Week 5 will be in Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya in Spain. Week 6, Circuit Zolder. Week 7, Detroit Grand Prix at Belle Isle. Week 8, Road America. Week 9, Okayama International. Week 10, Interlagos. Week 11, Road Atlanta. And we round out the season in Week 12 in Marco's homeland of Monza. We thank you all for tuning in here to Apex Racing TV for the Apex Racing Academy F3 Championship. Remember, you can race this series with the Class C road license every 2 hours on the 15 on the iRacing service. For Marco Barbanera, Jack Cunane, I am Joshua Lee. Thank you for tuning in, and we are saying goodbye from the virtual Nurburgring.
Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.